to Full Plate. My name's Rebecca Rainier. Just like the song says, I am so glad you're here. And I'm so glad Mary Helen Dara is here for the second week in a row because she is filled with ideas and I am she's bursting with ideas and I am not. So that's why I bring expert people on the show. My new idea though is my notes for the show should now be on a plate, right?
I like that. I like that again. I like the
I
symbolism.
usually write it on my hand.
You've got
now
a full plate of
moved
ideas.
Up,
Great.
moved up. All right, so Mary Helen Dara, Mother Mayhem, as we like to call her, is
we get that going on. Spilled the oil on the pants. I'm not
if you could smell her right now, it's very
I might
olive
attract
oil.
some Italian
That's
mail
right.
today.
That's right.
I don't know.
She
Mediterranean.
spilled on the way in.
Yes, yes.
But we've got a lot to get to. She
Yes, we do.
has cooking. Mary is really good and expert level, beast mode when it comes to cooking. We want to be down to like basic level,
Right,
but
and this
look
was
like
my,
a
This
beast.
was my inspiration. I got a phone call from my ICU trauma nurse who can titrate paralytic drugs standing on, one leg, blindfolded. And she said, Mom, how do I make a pizza? And I went into, oh my gosh, I have this awesome focaccia dough that's rising. You can flatten it out, make the pizza. I have homemade marinara, use fresh basil. It's in the garden. Come on over. Da, da, da. She's like, Mom, TAB, take a breath. I'm like, what? She goes, do I take the cardboard off the bottom of the pizza before I put it in the oven? And I'm like,
Valid
well, there goes the
question.
theory that if you throw enough stuff at the wall, something's going to stick. It did with the others, but with
This
my
one
little,
doesn't cook.
with my
Your
little,
nurse
with my
does not
little
cook.
scientist, no. So
All right. So
she's
you've got
asked
some
for
basics for her.
Basic. And and a lot of people come up to me. I attorneys and these brilliant women, and they're like, I'm terrified in the kitchen. I'm like, there's other rooms that are more scary. I think, like laundry.
Not for me, Mary.
I was talking about the laundry room, but
We're over 45. We could say whatever we want.
but I thought, this should not be intimidating. And, it's so awesome to bring people together with food, and that's what's so fun. And I want everyone to be able to do that. And once you get some basic, simple steps down, you can just expand and create
That's
and
when your
cook with these
creative
and
juices
bring
can-
people around the table that you love and go for it.
Okay,
with
so-
no time to waste here, we are going to start with our salmon. You do not have to have just salmon. You could have haddock, trout, walleye, which is a great local fish. I do this all the time with a nice fillet of walleye.
And this is a beautiful piece of salmon, though.
It is a beautiful piece of salmon, but I just kind of coat it with you could coat it with a mayo, an olive oil mayo. You can do olive oil, but half of it's on my pants. So we're choosing this route, unless you want me to really show you how flexible I am.
Stand up here and squeeze the pant leg out.
Yes, which is
that
not
would be an
going to
exercise
be good.
segment
Now,
as
there's
well.
your basic right there, and
Right.
you're going to put it in a 400 oven for 10 minutes. But then, of course, you got to jazz it up a little bit.
Right. We want people to look like we've worked really hard. We want them to think it was difficult.
Right. Now, you can do something from a jar. My uncle from New Orleans sent me this wonderful sweet and Cajun seasoning, which is like, I need a 12-step program. It's awesome. But it's, you can tell I've been around young people all day. Awesome. But this is my own little rub that I put the recipe for, which will be on your
Yes.
website, that
This is
I
amazing.
create, which smell that sucker. And you know what else? You can also add a little secret ingredient and put a little ground coffee too.
Oh,
that's always fun.
then
But
the
this
party
has,
gets hopping.
This has paprika and a little cayenne and basil and thyme, and like I said, the recipe for this rub is in.
We will put that right on
yes.
our website so that you
So-
can see it. And this time, Mary has amounts. It's so official.
I am, because I'm terrible. It's like, a pinch of this, a dab of that, a tablespoon. for
Right,
people
and
you
that's
love
what.
in the
But that
room.
is what
That's-
scares people.
I know. So I have amounts, and how easy was that? It took 5 minutes, right?
Less.
Yes.
Thank goodness.
Not
Okay.
two.
So you
and I'm
wrap it
gonna
up
put
in the
this- And now
foil.
we do know not to put lemon on fish beforehand.
Beforehand. Okay, so she's
because
putting
that
that-
can help.
Right.
We're going to put this in a 400-degree oven. Center rack.
Trust me, she's
preferable.
doing that right now. There we go.
All right, now we're going to start with this. Is really a nice presentation, and it's just super easy. You
So
can
our
use
fish
an-
is going to be a 5-minute sitch. 10
it's
minutes.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
400.
Okay.
And then
so you've got now.
This is a nice short rib, boneless short rib. You can also use an English cut roast, same premise, and it's just incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so
I love
easy.
the roast idea too because I am a fan.
Yes,
The
so-
family is a fan of that. I have all boys in my house, and when there's a roast going, you
Right.
become very popular.
Well, you're going to put a little garlic, little, and I have amounts, people. I do, not just a little, big hunkin' amount, and some onion in the pan, and you're going to put your meat in, and
You have 3 cloves of garlic to be official.
Yeah,
Just
I
FYI,
do,
it's
I do.
about
But
3
you know,
cloves.
if you want to keep the vampires away, go for more.
Right.
And then, of course, we're going to salt and pepper these.
So you have olive oil, garlic, salt, pepper, right on your skillet. And if you're allowed to touch the grill at your home, you could do the grill. I have to.
No, this one we're not going for the grill because we want to braise. We want to just get that nice brownness, and then
Gotcha.
once
Oh, you're gonna put it in the oven.
We're basically just going to sear, or a slow cooker. These suckers are amazing in a slow cooker. What
They
you're doing
fall
is
apart
just,
at the
you
end. It's
just
great.
fall apart. In the meantime, while those are heating up, because I forget you have electric, I have gas. It's just
Right.
Bam.
They don't let me near open flame because of all the hairspray. Right,
yeah.
Jane?
Well, and I have
Right?
oil. I have oil. So today
Okay.
we're both.
We
you know.
are hot.
Now, here's a little sauce that we're going to put. You can either put it in the bottom of the pan and place the meat on top, and then cover and cook. And I have the amounts on. I'll have your amounts on your web.
Yes, all of it on the web.
Or you can take these lovely seared pieces of meat and put them in the bottom of a slow cooker with this sauce that I'm going to show you.
Okay, so the sauce goes.
It's ketchup, or you can add a new twist and put a little chili sauce in there too.
Ooh.
That's kind
Said
of fun.
those in the family that like the little spice, a good idea.
Exactly. And then you're going to put, again, salt. And it's going to be a teaspoon and a half, but that's a lot of grinding. But and then you could.
This is me not saying anything.
And then I have, again, New Orleans Uncle. So
Right.
mine's green, but you can use, your typical Tabasco sauce or any hot sauce just to give it a little bit of a kick. If your family's not into hot, they want mild,
Right.
adjust accordingly. Then you're going to put a little, you want a sweetness, so we're going to put a little bit of brown sugar in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to put a little bit of, you can have beef broth, chicken broth, but there's a lot of cooks in my home, so you never know what you're going to
You're
get.
doing 3/4 of a cup.
I am. Look
Okay.
at that. See?
Just
See?
easy to go. I could tell. I eyeballed that.
And then we're going to do about a half a cup of wine. And we're going to mix that all up. And there you go. And that's all there is to it.
So you will then put that at the bottom of your pan.
Right.
And you're gonna cook after these. Basically, you're braising these. After that, you're gonna put that all in your French white Corelle.
Right. Yes.
How do I know? Well, I registered for that in 1991.
See, you smell that.
Yeah. Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. It smells really good.
Yeah.
You smell the wine,
He's got,
which is
and
fine
wine.
with me.
Right, and then if you put it in a slow cooker then, or once you place your meat, I've got some, me and fresh herbs, I love it. Then it just makes it so beautiful to
Yeah.
put those in there. And what I like to use the slow cooker is because it makes your house smell something besides, kids with athletic equipment. It's
Right.
like you walk in and you're not like, whoa, it's like, ooh, wow,
this
this
place
is
is
so
gross.
nice. So while these are doing their thing, see how that's getting nice and a little bit darker than that.
Pretty high.
You're
heat
just
that
searing
doing.
in those juices before you
Right.
slow
And
cook.
that is the key, by the way, to doing meat in your slow cooker or in your oven for a long time. Spend a minute or two on the stove first so that you have that seal, so that juices are staying in there, and you're going to have the best results that way.
Exactly.
My little tip.
You want to just lightly beat that egg,
Yep.
please? And I'll flip these suckers over. And
Starting to smell good in this room.
and what's really nice too is once you have this basic, the basics down, you can just keep going from there. I mean, once it doesn't have to. We're doing a parm in this meat, and you can just go crazy. And I can give you some other tips too. To once you
All
have
right.
this down, if anyone's interested, just you have your basics, and this is what I'm hoping my daughters to do. This is so simple. It's
Now
scary.
we're moving on to the chicken.
We are moving on to the chicken.
All right, so those
And
are braising, and
are
the deal
braising.
is all of it will go into the French Corelle, put in the oven for how long?
The oven is 2.5 hours at a 350 oven, and
Or you could do your crock pot on high for 6 to 8.
6 to 8
Right.
exactly.
All right, so the chicken here, what we're taking is your chicken pieces, your chicken breast. You've got a little bit of an egg wash.
You got an
and
egg
you've got a little
wash.
bit. Are you using? What are you using? Oh,
Just
you're
some-
using just breadcrumbs.
Just traditional breadcrumbs, and then of course I have Italian seasoning here. You can add to the breadcrumbs. Let's just do a couple of these so that we can
Just show.
just show. And in the meantime, could you open the jar and just pour a little
Yep.
bit of that so you get about a quarter. You want these to be placed on top of that.
So this is a marinara sauce.
A marinara, you can make your own if you have your own, which I do have a chicken recipe for if you would like to be privy to that. Or
About
just
that
get
much?
it, but get a jar. That's what I say. This is my little ICU girl could do this easily.
She has a degree. She can figure it out.
But it's amazing how there's a lot of people that are intimidated
There's fear.
by.
There's fear.
There's definitely fear. So
All right, so those are just about done. It looks like on the
Yeah,
one side.
on the one
And you're
side.
flipping them.
And we're flipping it, and then we are going to make these nice and golden brown.
Those are going to be in the pan. That's it for those.
Yeah, and then we're just going to brown those on both sides. They don't have to be cooked all the way through because we're going to put this, lay on top of the sauce in a 350 oven. We're going to put Parmesan cheese on, more fresh herbs, little Italian seasoning of your choice, and cover and cook for about 30-35 minutes until the sauce bubbles and all the flavors fuse.
So the key for your daughter and others like her is that there is a little bit of prep work on the stove for these two dishes, and then you put it in the oven and forget about it.
Exactly. And then and then we'll work on sides, but first we got to get your main course
Get
down.
your protein figured out. You got
and
chicken,
then-
you got beef, you got fish today.
Easily, and then you can go from there. And like I said, if once you know how to do an egg wash and a breadcrumb, then put some
Right.
tri-colored peppers on this with a little bit of a little lemon sauce, or you can start expanding your horizons. So
Well, yeah, my favorite is using panko instead, or
yeah, I
you
love the
can crack-
panko, and you can put the panko in the fish too. Which is lovely.
Absolutely. You can also, the other fake fried chicken that I do is cornflakes crunched up. You do your egg
Yeah.
bath, you do your cornflakes, and it's like fried chicken. I mean, it has
Yes.
that crispy outside that but you're not frying chicken, which is good for you.
Exactly. So it's
All
just
right.
it's just that easy. So let's see how this chicken's going. And they said it needs to get a little bit.
All right, well then we'll keep the chicken there, and we're gonna take a little break, and we'll kind of do the next step of this kind of as we go. By the time we're done, the fish will be done.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Stay with us. Again, Full Plate is on Facebook, Rebecca Deer's Full Plate, and we'll have all these recipes for you because we know you need the exact amounts. I need the exact amounts. Stay with us.
I know you need the exact